And what do I need to do? Whatever you have done in the morning, you just do that. If anything comes to you, just do the needful, just catch it. And then the ball came, he caught it, I jumped, but then he put it into the store. He put that watermelon. Once he catches it, his habit is put it inside. So the habits that we cultivate in our life are subconsciously driving many of the things that we do. And if we don't consciously ensure that the habits that we are cultivating are proper, then it won't lead to a great life. I'll be switching between two presentations, so please excuse me. Because one is directly from this book, Gita Sutras, the 7 Habits, chapter 70. Another is a slight adaptation that I made for the student community and people who don't want to go too technical into that. Our life, it's compared to a tree. It's compared to a tree with 3 aspects to it. Just like a tree has a root, a trunk, and a crown. So our life has the roots of our soul, because the soul is there is life, the existence of consciousness. And that root need to be nourished, need to be protected. And that's our spiritual well-being. Then there is our external lifestyle, our physical and emotional well-being, which is the front. And then comes our contribution to the world, which is the social well-being. And many times, we are focused on how can I contribute to the world and how can the world reciprocate back in terms of good money, good resource, good facilities that I get, but tend to forget that the base, the foundation is spirituality, because we are not just a material composition. We seem to be matter, but we are not just this body, because the body grows old, dies, the body goes through these cycles, 6 cycles of transformation. But Krishna in the 2nd chapter establishes that if you identify with that, which you are truly not, like when I was in college, in our campus in Illinois campus near Harrison Street, there was a big campaign, and that campaign was, "You are not your credit card." Because once you get a new credit card with a limit of $10,000 and you don't have to pay for it, then you tend to feel that I can do anything. But then the later results are there, and many times once you don't pay back, then there is repercussions of not having enough credit score. I still remember I was in my first semester in the year, and we went to see for a house to rent as a group of students. So he asked us for our credit score. None of us even had a credit card. And then I got to know that credit score is something like your past karma. If your past karma is good, you are arose, because how do you pay back what you take from the world? But people often tend to become so identify with so much that they are not, or that they have, that there was a campaign for just like Alcoholic Anonymous, there was Credit Card Anonymous. Right? No, come out of this addiction to just spending just because some companies are offering, and those times I don't know if you still get. It just takes yes on the call for some bank to send you a credit card, and you are obliged to pay all these high interests. So we need to ensure that we uh, cultivate our foundation. Then whatever uh, waves and whatever challenges come, we're able to withstand them. Else today, students just for losing few marks or not able to understand a concept, they can they can go into such low self-esteem and just feel everything is dark because they are so much identifying with their marks. So sometimes we have to tell students, you are not your marks. The marks come and go based on how you have studied, but just because uh, the marks came low, when I was preparing for my, say, entering college, uh, say, after 10th in India, there is 11th and 12th where you prepare for this like SAT, we have in Bombay, India called as IIT JE. And in my class, there were two types of students. One students were, most of the students, I would say, were those that used to go and find the solutions for the problems that the professor gave. Those days there was no chat GPT, not much internet in 2000, not in 2004, in 96, 97, 97. So there used to be these solution books, like previous question papers, solution books. And most of my friends used to go, read all the questions and answers. And these professors, because these were all prelims, they used to give those questions only in the exams. And they used to crack it. They used to get 80 marks, 90 marks out of 100. But I was kind of stubborn. It hurt my ego to go and ask somebody else a solution because it is kind of undermining my own intellectual acumen. So I'm not going to look at solutions. I want to find the solution. And it was not easy to solve or to understand. And how many marks I used to get in all those prelims? 15 marks. 15 marks, 10 marks, and 95% of all my batch used to get 70 marks, 80 marks, and used to kind of say, you don't know the secret. The secret is go find the answers in the solution. Just in Hindi we call it Rattamaru. Just by heart everything, and then you have your results, your marks. And with those marks, they became quite confident that we're going to get the seats. And when the actual exam came, the competitive exam, they don't ask you questions from the previous question papers because they want to test your understanding. And even I was surprised, but I was the only one from my college to actually get the rank, the say national rank, decent enough to get a good college like IIT Bombay. And none of these who were kind of riding on their marks of 70, 80 could even enter into any of that entries. That's when it struck to me. I think I did the right thing because I was. Please come. I was trying to focus on the root. Of course, not spiritually, but at least like get to the root of the issue. Because the purpose of coming here is not just get marks, it is to get knowledge. It is to get that ability to solve and understand life, understand problems, and be able to have that, the temperament to stay with the problems and not get morose. And Krishna in the Gita, one of the first habits he speaks in chapter uh, 17 is what kind of faith do you carry to see the world. There is this small story that once a teacher, she wanted to teach the ill effects of drinking alcohol. So she brought a jar of wine and she brought some worms. She put the worm in the jar of wine, and wine is quite acidic, and the whole worm just dissolved into the wine. So some students were terrified that it vanished. So she was asking, so what do you learn from this? So one student raised his hand and he said, it's good to drink wine, alcohol, because all my stomach worms will be dissolved. Not understanding that, yes, it may dissolve the stomach worms, but the whole stomach will only be dissolved. All the linings will be dissolved, and there is, all this diseases that come up because of liver cirrhosis and all this. So, whenever we see a situation, there are always three ways in which you can approach it. One is that I am not being given enough. That somebody, no, I deserve more, but somebody has limited me to this situation, put me into this perplexity where I'm not able to truly achieve. Often when I meet students, they have this kind of, because I couldn't get admission there, therefore I am here. Although you could have seen that there were so many more who couldn't even get admission here, but they kind of live a life belittling themselves, that you're not actually good enough. You're making a show here. Like it prominently happens in India, that a student who is studying dentistry, 95% of them who are studying dentistry, they chose that because they couldn't get into proper medicine. So the next option after medicine is dentistry. So I tell them, don't live with this guilt that because I couldn't be there. Because in all situations of life, there will always be, say, like if you landed up in a job, fortunately, in this situation, if somebody gets a job, there will always be somebody who could get it better. Or say a house, or say a partner, or anyone. So Krishna in the and this Krishna calls as the way we operate, the way we process life. And Krishna basically says Trividha, that the three, because this is a mental habit, this is a processing habit. That and Tiger Woods or Krishna also says Shraddha Mayoyam Purusho. Man is made by his belief. And this habit of not having belief in what we are doing as the best thing that we can do, or not having belief in ourselves that I can really do this. Tiger Woods, he says this. All of you know Tiger Woods? He may be retired now, but still very famous. So he used to say that what was his secret of being able to being that usually when you are facing an exam or facing an interview, your mind is usually thinking about all the negative things that can happen. What if I get rejected? What if the exam, there is a question that comes that is because I neglected some chapter. What if from that chapter only the exam will come? So mind usually, or if you're all familiar with cricket, you may be thinking, what if I'm not able to hit the ball, hit the six? But not having this negative self-talk and not making it a habit. That and Tiger Woods says this. That, so before he used to hit the ball, he used to visualize that the ball is hit and it's going into the hole. And with that positive frame, when he hit, that most of the times it's not at 100%, but many a times we are defeated by our own belief systems. And this habit of let's say one of you are asked to give a talk. You prepared enough in front of the audience. The mind is saying, you're not going to cry. What do you think you have? So this mindset that we carry, Krishna says, is tamoguna. Is a victim mindset. Mind is always trying to make you that people will be critical to me. People will be not supportive of me. And in this, the feeling that we carry usually is that things are out of my control. That the reason I am not able to live life well, you have external reasons. It may be your upbringing, it may be your financial status, or it may be the government. Something or other you accuse. Like once, excuse me, I'm giving an example that of a girl, but no gender situation here. That a girl was not willing to get married. So everybody was trying to convince her. So finally the mother said she went and prayed to Bhagwan in the temple. Bhagwan, आप ही convince कर दो इसको. You only convince her. And so Krishna was talking to her. Why do you want to? I'm happy. I'm happy. I don't need any partner, anyone. So Krishna said, in case someday you're not happy, whom will you blame? If you don't have anyone as a partner, you will blame me. So therefore, better get married. Please come.
Thank you.
So we all the time have, like the previous days in my childhood, if the child didn't get good marks, the parents used to scold the child. Nowadays, the parents scold the teacher. That my child is being made a victim of the and he is not and we kind of shun responsibility, and we don't take action, and we feel people are just using me. I'm being used, and we feel ashamed. And the wording which most often that we use is, I have to do this. I have to do this means somebody else is making you do this. In Hindi, is a little Hindi okay? Because I don't see most of your Indian background. मुझे करना पड़ता है. I have to go to job. Does anyone say I want to go to job? Or sometimes even in spiritual circles, I have to chant my rounds. I have to means you're not in control. You are a victim of the situation. You're a victim of the vow, a commitment. And you feel life to be a force, an external force that is making you. And this is not somebody else is doing it. We are creating the situation, just like now Dashara is coming. Dashara starts with Kaikeyi feeling that this is all being framed so that my child will not become the king, and he is being made a victim by plotting against him and by sending him to most of it is Kaikeyi comes from Caucasian mountains. Anyone knows Caucasian mountains? Ukraine, Poland, Yugoslavia. There is a set of mountains called as Caucasian mountains. So in India, whenever there was a, you get the point? Whenever there was a girl that was married from international borders outside India, there has been a trouble. Gandhari from Kandahar, then Kaikeyi from Caucasian mountains. But of course, even Sita is from Mithila, Nepal. So nothing to do with it, but just an observation. So this is called as victim mindset. Right? And Krishna, this is prominently called as tamoguna, where you are not able to take action because of the force which you are not able to overcome. I won't go too much into it. Opposite to that is called as rajoguna, in which the mindset is, the habit is that by me, everything I can do by my own will. Everything is in my control. You can do it. Nike is just if you anything that you will, you can achieve. So there is that great passion, that thing, and the thinking is I deserve to be in that position, and I can achieve it very soon. The wording is I want to do this. The symbolization of this is Duryodhana, and the symbolization of to me consciousness, to me kind of mindset is Dhritarashtra. Dhritarashtra always felt victimized, that because he doesn't have eyes, therefore he is a victim. But Duryodhana was active. He wanted to take things under control, but not understanding that not everything is in your control. And in this is called as achiever mode, where we tend to feel it is only my hard work. Like once I was distributing Gitas in local trains in Bombay, way back when I was a trainee. So that time it was morning time and everybody was going to the stock exchange, the Wall Street. So I met a young boy who was just going to this trade. Said, I don't need Gita. I'll get everything that I want by my hard work. So as foolish as he was at that time, everybody wants to be rich. Everybody wants to be the Ambanis, and everybody that is in the stock market is trying to get the bounty, but not everybody gets. No. In fact, most of the people that get there are trampling upon so many others of their rightful share by hook or crook they do. So this is the total first is the independence mindset, another is the dependence one. This is the independence mindset. Sattva is where you understand I'm part of a bigger picture. I am not fully in control, but I have some space that God has given me, and I am happy to and grateful to do this. That I am grateful that I am here in IIT. I am not sad that I am not in MIT. I am not sad. Like just before, yesterday we were driving in Detroit, and in front of us there was a car which was not moving. Very slow, it was moving, and we were kind of getting upset with that guy. Why is he not moving? So somehow we took over, and when we tried to take over him, we realized he is not the problem. He is facing because the guy who is in front of him is not moving. So everybody, is oppressed because of so many problems, but at least I am able to drive. I am able to move. So being grateful in your situation rather than complaining that how everything is not in my jurisdiction, and we feel happy to accept the service. So whenever you take up your studies, like imagine this is your whatever book, textbook. Today I have to study this chapter. So don't say I have to study this chapter, because immediate that habit of feeling forced, mind doesn't like that. Neither do our consciousness is in the right place, because who likes to be forced? Nobody likes to be forced. But although we can choose to take it as I am grateful to have the book. When I was a student at UIC, all the textbooks were so costly. I never bought a book. I'm sure most of you also don't buy books, right? You go to the library and you ensure that you have a copy of the book. So I'm I'm happy to read this chapter, do this course. I'm happy to study. I'm happy to give the exam rather than thinking I have to. So please change this habit, the mental habit of taking life as not as a force, but as a choice, as a grateful choice that you are doing it. And it can be anything. It can be spiritual, it can be material. And Krishna in the first section, this is what he focuses in the 17th chapter. The inner habit of always feeling victimized, or feeling that yes, I will read all the chapters. That today nobody can disturb me. I have switched off my mobile and I just sit on this. So if you are too ambitious that everything is in my control, or if you are kind of tomorrow exam is there, I have to study the in the victim mode. It won't help you to, even if you get good marks or anything, that habit will come in everything. When you get married, instead of feeling happy that you have a wife, ये किसके साथ नाता पड़ेगा? I have to live with her for entire life. Again, that word have, I have to live with her, or I have to raise this kid. And this is what is tamoguna. So this is the first habit, which in another way, which I put, is that habit one is liking. Happiness is not about getting what we like. I like iPhone 17 Pro Max, orange color. Someone is saying Tim Cook wants to increase sales in India, so he has invented this. Never seen orange color. And there were some photos of some monks visiting the. हमारा कोई छोटा भाई आया है Apple store में. Happiness is not about getting what we like, because can we get what we like all the time? We may like many things. When we are going on the road, we may see somebody driving a Tesla car, and we may be having our old Camry or Toyota. And if you feel dissatisfied, I don't have that. I like that, but I don't have it. But instead, happiness is about liking what we get. Can you repeat this line? Happiness is not about getting what we like, it is about liking what we get. Liking is in control. Your wife or your friend has cooked something and it is half burnt. You have a choice to like it, not for the taste of it, but for the effort of it. Or you have a choice, hey, I don't like this, and complain. What did you make? So Krishna in the Gita mentions this. Yadricha lava santushto dvandvadito vimatsara samo siddhava siddhau cha kritva pina nibadhyate. One who is satisfied with gain which comes of its own accord, who is free from duality, does not envy. Why is somebody else having what I like? Who is steady in both success and failure, is never entangled, although performing actions. We are dealing with the world, we are dealing with very intense things, but those things don't occupy, don't stress us, don't create anxiety in us, because the mindset with which we are doing is positive, that yes, it's a challenging sportive spirit, rather than no, and oh, now this is obstacle has come. Now anything like that, you can see it as an obstacle, or you could see it as a challenge. Like how many of you trekked here? Come on, you get great spiritual realizations if you trek. You read the Gita and you trek, you'll see Gita in action. So when you trek, so now you'll see a big boulder in front of you that's kind of difficult to cross over. You may think, if I try this, I may slip, I may do this. Or you may see it as a challenge, being sportive, and see it as an adventure. So Krishna in the Gita is telling us in the first habit that liking what we get rather than getting what we like, because In that there will always be anxiety because our likes keep changing. Once we like something, when we are, in as they say, that every man's and every woman's dream is to have a 7-digit bank balance. How much is 7 digits bank balance? If, I won't ask who has 7-digit bank balance, but how much will it be?
Millions.
Don't be vague. Billions, but
9,999,999.
oh, you have put everything in 9 million. So around $10 million. So it's 7-digit bank balance. And to get there, everyone wants a 6-digit salary in 100,000s plus. And everyone wants a 5-bedroom house. And for that, and along with the 5-bedroom house, outside the 5-bedroom house, there should be 4 four-wheelers. One for each of your kid, one for your spouse, and then a 3-month vacation. More than merry. 3-month vacation. IT people only get 3 months. 3 months, not 3 weeks. In that they have to get married also. 3-week vacation, a 3-month vacation, and 2 cute, intelligent kids, and 1 mute spouse. So when this 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1 is all set, then they think I will have 0 worries and my life is success there. But in something or in all this balancing, something will not match. You may not get a 3-month vacation. You may be earning enough, but no time to enjoy. As they say, when you are a student, you have a desire to enjoy, you have time to enjoy, but pockets are empty. But when you're working, pockets may be full, but boss doesn't leave you, does not leave you. If you take a vacation, then that becomes like send off. And then when you're old, you don't have energy. So this is life's dilemma. So this is a very maybe a simple principle, but this becomes an habit in us sometimes right from childhood. But habits can always be changed. If you're a chronic addict of something, shanai, step by step, everything can be overcome with guidance. So this is the first aspect. Then the second aspect, which Krishna explains, another is that we are liking what we get, but we are not focusing on who is giving us. We are thinking, I am getting this, but we are not just getting everything because we deserve it. Have we paid anything to get the air that we are breathing, or the situations in which we are? And most of the time, we kind of are taking they say that when you are a failure, when you fail at something, people usually look at a see-through glass, and they want to find someone. As I said, that story of a lady wanting to should get married, so she has someone to blame. We want to blame on someone. See-through glass. And when we are a success, we want to look at the mirror. Mary intelligence. That it is my capacity that has got me this. But when you fail, I didn't join the right campus, or I didn't get the right guidance, something or other. So whatever we are getting, we have to express gratitude to that. And that's the second habit which Krishna is explaining, that yajna, the process of yajna, is a process of giving back. You have got so much from God, from the devatas, from the universe, from people around you. Yajna is just sacrifice, is giving back what you got in return. And this habit of thanking. There is often in this world a lot of overthinking. People think a lot but thank very less. And even if they say thank you, it's not truly from the heart. So therefore this saying is, it's not happy people who are thankful, but it is thankful people who are happy. Harvard did a research few years back on uh, what is the lifestyle and what is the state of consciousness of people who are generous in their words and in their deeds, and who are not generous. Generosity, act of giving back, which is also thanking. Thanking is not just a word, it's also into action. That thank you very much, but I won't do anything for you. I, I'm very grateful for all that you have done to me, but don't ask me to do anything. That's not really thank you. If you're truly thankful, you want to do something back. So Harvard did this research, and then they found that those who give something that they have to others in this mood of gratitude, being generous, they experience greater levels of happiness because they are not very self-conscious. Because when you're very self-conscious and thinking everything is for me, it's never enough. But the magic of giving is that when you give, you feel fulfillment. You do this. That, of course, I won't make everyone do that. You eat, you take prasad, and you also experience serving prasad, like feeding somebody who is hungry, filling your belly when you eat. But when you serve somebody who is in need, it may not fill your belly immediately, but it fills your heart. So most of the times, temple, those who serve prasad, you know, if they are truly in that mode of service and actually wanting, at the end of it, they don't even want to take prasad. Because they're just so happy serving. Of course, we don't put that as a rule. Servers don't take prasad. But it's, and this is corroborated by Harvard research. That another thing that they saw, that they were better in their careers, those who are generous, because they were willing to extend their stay, their timelines. Like if 5 o'clock is the job ends, if the need is, they're willing to be generous. Okay, I'll give, although it is my time after 5, I'm willing to give that to the company or to whomever, being there for somebody else. And what does that do? That brings in a lot of trust in the superiors. Hey, this guy stands for us. It's not that he's just self-conscious. And no, he grows in his career because he has been won the trust of people, of his employers. And the third thing that this research said is that uh, even at their home, they are helping their partner to do things because they're grateful for their partner, what they have done, and not expecting you to do everything for me. So this habit of giving back, thanking, is also an important habit. to cultivate in Krishna in the second chapter, in the 17th chapter, because by the end of 15th chapter, Krishna kind of gives the essence of what is the message that he wants to give. In the 16th chapter, he focuses on kind of, after a book there is appendix or kind of say worksheets like tasks, or from this book what all the things that you need to. So it said that 16th chapter of the Gita and 17th chapter of the Gita are like worksheets. 16th chapter is a worksheet on or a checklist on the qualities that we need to develop. Daiva, Asura, Guna, Sampada. What are the qualities of the demoniac? What are the qualities of the divine? Checklist on the qualities. And 17th chapter is a checklist on the habits. Because if a quality is there, but if it is not translating into a habit, that I have compassion, but I hardly donate blood or I hardly do any seva for others. I have compassion. That has to come into as a habit. So therefore, so these two are considered like worksheets, 17, 16 and 17. And then 18 is that now that you have these both, then how do you apply this in your particular situation? If you are a Brahmana, this is the way you apply. If you are a Kshatriya, this is the way you apply. And then the end of it, beyond all this, what is the actual essence is given in the 18th chapter. So second habit that Krishna is giving is thanking. Happy people focus on what they have and are thankful, grateful. Unhappy people focus on what's missing. Somebody has eaten this piece of cake. Who has eaten my piece of cake? Can he eat the whole cake? No. But he'll only focus on who has eaten that piece of cake. So this is the I'm just kind of. Did we cover third habit? No, right? So thanking is, of course, verbally. This is habit 3 is actually giving our time. We make a living by what we get, but we make a life by what we give. They say there are two ways to live life. One is like ice cream, another is like a candle. Candle ends its as it's ending its existence, it's giving light to others, it's helping others. Ice cream, if it melts, it has no use. So you enjoy, you savor the ice cream. So there are some moments in which we need to savor, otherwise they'll pass off. And there are some moments we have to be like the candle where we help others. There is this person, Kalyana, Palam Kalyana Sundaram. He is given this award called as Man of the Millennium. Because every penny that he earned, he stays in Chennai, every penny that he earned, he bought books for poor people and used to give. And then he was recognized and he was given good, no, please come. He was given good lump sum of money and he didn't keep it for himself. He again went and did the same habit. Because his habit is giving. So if he had little, he gave that for the education. When he got this money, that also he gave for the poor. For Srila Prabhupada, our ISKCON's founder, just focused on on giving to people the message of Krishna consciousness, going through personally so much hardships. Like we kind of think that others are in need, so I will not take the trouble. He is in need. If he wants, he'll. So Prabhupada, he came right at the right age old of 75, 70, going through many hardships. I was recently hearing a story that in the initial days when ISKCON started, all these hippies, most of them, full with drugs, hardly having any proper manners or attire. And Prabhupada used to feed them prasad. So one day he went to the store and he used to have these books, some books, and used to sell them. And not many were taking the books. So he had hardly like $4 or $5. So he went to this shopping mall and he bought some groceries, rice and other things. And when he came to the cash counter, then the bill was around $40. He only had $4 or $5. And then Prabhupada, he pleaded to the salesman there, saying that my students who are like my children are hungry. I need to feed them good prasad so that they can come out of their bad habits of being, onto all these uh, things that are destroying them. And he didn't know that in US you don't bargain. So he was bargaining with that shopkeeper, that I don't know what you call them. Those who are at that cash counter, clerk, cashier, clerk or cashier. He was bargaining that I know you may be charging this much, but I have this much only, please, because it's for feeding them. And his genuine, compassion to give melted this clerk's heart so much. He took out his wallet. He took out the rest of the $35 and he put it to added to Prabhupada's amount, and he allowed Prabhupada to take. So who is there that who is not in need for himself, nor is he they're his own children, but going to some unknown people, going and feeding them prasad and feeding them. So that kind of mood that a guru teacher has is that karuna that is there. It's a habit that is rare now, but Krishna is asking us to cultivate this habit, and which Krishna says as dana. Another is yajna, and this is called as dana. That you and shuddhyanti dana. It says that wealth or your energies are purified when you use part of it for others' welfare. You cook just for yourself, or you cook for 2, 3 people. There is greater satisfaction in others. So I'll quickly rush through in 2 minutes. The fourth habit, I'll go to the ending slide only. So great habits for a great life: liking, thanking, giving, which is the dana, and then forgiving. The greatest austerity is this: to forgive others, forgive ourselves, forgiving, and to cultivate this belief in our connection with Krishna, with God, and living life as per the injunctions that just like when you follow Google Maps, who gets benefited? I'm sure Google also gets benefited. We get benefited. So when we follow a life that is as per the scriptures, yes, Shastra Vidya, we are the ones who are guided to the right place. And ultimately, Krishna is asking that Om Tat Sat. Also, instead of thinking too much about material things, do the needful to whatever you need to live, but engage your thoughts in me. Cultivate the habit of thinking about me. Krishna says in the 8th chapter, Ma Manusmara Yuddha. Even if you are fighting this external battle, internally you have to think about me, because that uh, smarana, that chanting, that connection with Krishna gives us the fulfillment for all this. I'll end with this little story, which is a true one. In Singapore, there is a shark tank, and in this shark tank, you can swim along with the sharks. You are allowed to swim along with the sharks, and people come out alive, and they are not caged. They are not. Neither of the people are caged. The shark and the man is like next to each other, but the shark doesn't harm the man because the shark is fed fully before he is released into the shark tank. So when he's fed fully, when he's happy within, animals are not like humans that we think about tomorrow. If I eaten today, till I get hungry, even if it is 3-4 days, animals don't hunt. We make the habit that whether I am hungry or not, I have to eat. Of course, it has its own merits, being disciplined. But the lesson that is that you are not agitated by the situations of this world when you are full inside with your connection with God. One who is hungry will be angry. You may be getting angry on me because you are also hungry. But you have seen this, right? A child, if he is hungry, he will create tantrums, frustration. But if you,
in America, the word is used angry,
angry, not angry, angry. Please excuse my.
No. Meaning, it's a way of describing what you're saying. When you get angry because you're hungry.
Angry. So when you get angry, that's a symptom that you are empty within. So nothing can fulfill us most than our connection with Krishna. That's why Krishna is saying, Man mana bhava mad bhakto madhyaji. Always think of. He is not going to get any votes or any kind of works. It is for our benefit. So this process of chanting that we recommend, these books that we are there, is for that conscious, continuous remembrance of God in all aspects, because death can come at any moment, and will be gauged by the thoughts that we carry at the time of death. So therefore, better always cultivate thoughts about Krishna in all situations. Like one of our sannyasis was recently telling that when he's crossing the road, the footpath, there is a hand that comes, wait. So he says, I see that as the hand of God protecting me. So in everything you can think of God. You can think of God's beauty when you're studying. Instead of seeing it as a routine kind of thing, see it, the beauty and the magic of creation and the design that is put, whether it's electronics or whether it's law or anything. You can enjoy studies if you link it with God. So if that thinking comes, that if you make it a habit, everything, as the tagline says, it will give you a great life and ultimately a great start for your next life. So thank you very much for your kind attention. I hope I was able to share some things that will help you, and there were some things that too much bounce up. You can pacify that with nice prasad. And the book, this Gita Sutras, is written making the Gita in this way making it more life specific, and but at the same time being loyal to the message of the Gita. So I brought few copies. So if you are interested to have a copy, and they had taken last time, and they liked it, and thank you, grateful.
Highly recommended.
So you can give a little donation for the printing and shipping of it. And if you can't, then you can find a sponsor, or you can ask me waiver. Hare Krishna.
Thank you again, Braj Mohan Prabhu, for really guiding us through this process of reflecting on current habits and just how the world is designed and how we're designed, and kind of how we can change our perspective and really apply some of the teachings from the Gita into our lives. Let's just take about 10 to 20 seconds if everyone can just close their eyes and reflect on just one thing that our speaker would have mentioned today, and something that we can take away with us for the rest of our lives. Sure, 10 to 20 seconds. Okay, come back. Yeah.
Can I ask a question? Is that okay? Yeah? Or I know it's late. One question. Prabhu, we get this question a lot here, and quite frankly, when we're working, I struggle with this myself. Where's that inflection point where our ambition meets our destiny, so to speak, right? Because all these students, and myself included, we're trying to do what Krishna would have us do, but then there's also pressures from us to deliver, to bring home a paycheck so we can do our duties as well, right? And so constantly we're faced with that. So we don't over endeavor, but at the same time we endeavor enough. I guess if you understand my question.
Yes. Understanding that we are not fully in control of our lives, because so many factors are there that are beyond us. So doing the best, at the same time living a balanced life, that we are spiritually grounded, as I gave the example of the tree, and we are socially, physically, emotionally connected. If you lose your health in the pursuit of wealth, then you have lost both. So not losing the picture of life, and doing our best, and understanding that yes, there may be some moments in our life where we may have to really stretch ourselves and just neglect other things, but it cannot be a continuous thing where we are just living in that state of oppression, of force, because just we have to deliver, we have to find a balance, that where am I happily struggling. That there is struggle, but that there always be things that you have to do and you like to do, and you need to be in a situation where it's a combination of both. Nobody can live a life where you only live according to what you like to do things. There's so many things that we have to do just to have a decent life in current volatility. But along with it, bring in that element of love, and that most wholesomely comes by our connection to Krishna, because there is nothing that fulfills us with love than connection with Krishna. So if we doing that lovingly, and cultivating that, and having a particular quota, that this is what I do in general. I'm sure exams time, or say deadlines time, there may be exceptions, but we kind of have a cutoff. I need to prioritize at this time this particular task. In the morning, It is my connection to Krishna that is most important. That time I can't prioritize my job unless it's, as you know, there's some emergency. You can always be on that tension zone. That somewhere or other, we just break down. We may be achieving, but we are nervous wreck. So that kind of balance comes when you are grounded. So therefore, our Prabhupada always said, in the morning, have a very solid sadhana. Because once you have that connection, then your whole day there may be disturbances, like there may be potholes on the road, but your vehicle, your system has shock absorbers. You are riding on a BMW. Because your BMW was in the morning grazed by Krishna. BMW means body, mind, words. Then we will not blame, mourn, and wail. So ensure that your BMW is raised by Krishna, then it will have that shock absorbers to deal with the challenges, but not really take it inside. There is stress by everyone, but if you take that stress, just as I say, the boat stays in the water as long as the water doesn't stay in the boat. If the water comes into the boat sinks. So we are living in pressure, but if you don't take to spirituality, that pressure will consume us. We'll get drowned. So that's the message that is need to be understood and applied. Thank you.
All right, everyone. So thank you, Braj Mohan, first of all, for your time. And
this is much bigger attendance than last time. I think the regular speakers have been doing excellent job, and the whole follow-up team is doing. Shodhanandan Prabhu, good job.
I haven't spoken this semester.
So you think that's the secret? So who spoke?
We
this
had
guy,
Oh,
We had
mostly
Girish,
Girish and
Mohan Prabhu, Rampat Swami, and Radhesham Prabhu.
oh.
Good lineup.
Glad to see so many interested at IIT taking this message. Institute of Inner Transformation.
So everyone, we do have a big event coming up, and we'll have a Google form soon out there. So if you have any talents, any kind of volunteering, we're happy to accept everyone. Form will be my team.
You are the president.
I'm not the king, dude. I'm sorry about that.
Is it Diwali?
No.
Again, I'm not the king, Mohan Prabhu.
If you're not in the WhatsApp group, please see any of us and we can add you to the groups.
Exactly. Yeah.
You might get hint.
Yeah. So we'll put up the WhatsApp group on the projector. So you might get a hint on the WhatsApp. Now, we have prasadam, and we'll be open if there are any volunteers to help out for that. So enjoy, everyone.
And it is Paneer today.
If anyone